the best way to frame a message is to humanize it and to make it resonate with readers or viewers of a media's audience. If it doesn't have a human element, the chances of it really being impactful or getting picked up, getting viewed, people remembering it are lessened. So the more you can humanize it and put a face on a message, the better. The other way, if you can't do that real well, is to have it have a financial impact, or in another way impact the viewer. The best way it was described to me by a longtime editor was the question every reporter should ask themselves before they work on a story is, how is this going to affect my wallet, in terms of putting themselves in that reader or viewer's shoes.
In the fall of 2008, we got word that the Environmental Protection Agency was looking to do some things to make greenhouse gas emissions, call those an endangerment to public safety. And that would cause you to have to get a permit if you emit over a certain amount of those greenhouse gases. Our farms and ranches just happen to emit what they call greenhouse gases. So essentially it would cause our farmers and ranchers, especially our livestock producers, to have to get costly permits. And this would really have an impact on their operation and their ability to be profitable. So we were going to do an FB Act alert to get those people to contact EPA with some of the problems that it would cause. And as we were drafting that up, we decided to try to go with a little bit more of an emotional message, and term this endangerment finding, is what it was officially called, as a cow tax. Because for each cow that you have on your farm, you would end up having to pay a specified amount. And I can't remember exactly, I think it was $187 per dairy cow, and a little bit less for a beef cow, and a little bit less for swine or poultry or what have you. And so we put a very specific message on that had an emotional, it resonated with people and really impacted their pocketbook. They could do the math. I've got 500 dairy cows, it'll cost me X amount if this goes through. We had an enormous response to that. And EPA got the message. They released statements to the media about how that was not their intention, and so we got a lot of bang from that specific example, as well as it got picked up by the media, our specific alert that we sent to our members. It got picked up in our state as well as outside the state. We had, I think, Wyoming had some newspapers that picked up our language, and so that was really neat to see our message go viral, and that's really what we hope to do through our FB Act program. When we frame a message, it's very important that we're able to make it real, make it tangible, and make it to where people can understand the real direct impacts. A lot of times people can say, this bill is going to wipe out agriculture. Well, we don't know, and a lot of times you can't understand what it's really going to do. So we need to make sure that when we're going to ask somebody to act, or when we're going to try to get a message out, that we can understand and convey what the real impact of that is going to be. In the cow tax example, we were able to say, this is how many dollars it's going to cost you in permits each year. We want to try to be able to do that for every message, and that's a way to get our members involved and to get that message out there further. Also, it's good to have some kind of emotional catch. I mean, using the term cow tax was very emotional to them. That really resonated with them. If we would have called it an endangerment finding, they don't really understand that. So they could really grasp cow tax. It was emotional to them, and that really impacted our members. The political side is a little bit different. We have to, again, make it to where they understand the issue, because they have just so many messages that come across their desk every day. We have to try to make our messages resonate with them by saying how it's going to impact their constituents. So instead of it being this is going to wipe out agriculture, or this is going to, be a detriment to agriculture in their state. We have to try to frame those messages as how representative from the 12th district, how is it going to impact your constituents in the 12th district, whether it's citrus or whether it's beef, whatever the main commodities are there. We have to really tailor those messages to where they're area specific.